Which bloody B flat? Welcome back to Sax Wizard, the only channel that combines saxophones and wizards. Did you know there are 3 different ways that you can play a B flat or an A sharp on the saxophone? In this video I'm going to show you 1, how to play them, and 2, when to use each option. I've included timestamps in this video, so if you already know the 3 different ways that you can play a B flat, then feel free to skip ahead to the section which talks about when to use each option. Let's start by looking at the 3 different ways that you can play a B flat, and these are in no particular order. Option 1. The first way to play a B flat looks like this. So with your left hand, play an A, so press down your first and second fingers with your left hand and hold down the bottom side key. This one. Option 2, the second way that you can play a B flat looks like this. For this one, you just need your left hand. You don't need your right hand at all. And it also only requires 1 finger, which makes things quite easy. Your first finger should press down the B and bis keys at the same time. You shouldn't be using your second finger to hold down the bis key, just use 1 finger. Option 3. The third way that you can play a B flat looks like this. With your left hand, use your first finger to press down the B key, and with your right hand, use your first finger to press down the F key. Okay, so just a quick recap. You can play B flat on the saxophone 3 different ways, and the fingerings look like this. Option 1, option 2, and option 3. You can hear that all 3 options sound exactly the same. There's no difference in pitch or sound. Okay, so now you know how to play B flat 3 different ways, but you're now probably wondering, okay, in what situation do I use each option? Is one way better than another for certain situations? And the answer is yes. If you want your playing to be as clean and efficient as possible, then you want to be mixing up which B flat fingerings you use. You can just pick one and stick with it. It will work, but it's potentially going to lead to slightly sloppy playing in certain situations and won't be ideal. You essentially want as fewer fingers as possible to move. If you only have to move 1 finger, then that's going to be more efficient compared to moving 2 or 3 fingers. You also want to avoid any slow, awkward sliding movements with your fingers. Typically, sax players overuse the first B flat that they were taught. So for me, I'm guilty of overusing option 1, which is the A with the side key fingering. But I think most sax players actually overuse option 2, the bis key B flat fingering. There are hundreds of different scenarios where you'll have to make a decision about which B flat fingering to use. I'm going to talk through 3 examples, and hopefully after listening to these examples, you'll get the idea and be able to work it out yourself. The first example is playing a chromatic passage from A to B. What's going to be the best option here? Well, you want to avoid using option 2 here, the bis key fingering, because you end up having to slide your first finger up and off the bis key between B flat and B natural, which is quite a slow and awkward movement. It is possible to play, but if you have a fast passage, it's not going to be ideal. Any of the other 2 options are going to be easier to play here. Personally, I prefer playing option 1 here, using the A and side key fingering. The second example is a trill between B natural and B flat. The most efficient movement here is going to be option 3, the F key fingering. This is because you only have to move 1 finger. With option 1, you have to move 2 fingers, and option 2, you have that awkward sliding movement again with your first finger. The third example is playing a melody line where the song is in a key signature which includes a B flat. For example, F major or B flat major. In this instance, you know that you only need to play B flat throughout the entire piece. You're not going to be playing any B naturals. In this scenario, 99% of the time, you can just stick with option 2, the bis key fingering. This is because it's just one finger and your first finger can just sit comfortably on that B bis key position for the entire song. I can't go through every example in this video because there's just too many, but hopefully I've given you a flavour of what to look out for or what to avoid. So avoid awkward finger movements, avoid lots of fingers moving at the same time, and just try and be as efficient as possible. At the end of the day, it's personal preference and whatever you feel most comfortable with. If you did learn something new in this video, then think about subscribing to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.